Hey guys, Thunder E here and welcome to our review of the Blue Studio Energy, Blue's super battery packed smartphone that comes with a 5,000 milliamp battery in this bad boy, and it only retails for $149. So this is an Android 4.4.4 device with that much juice in it, and it's only $149 you can pick up. So here's the packaging. If you haven't seen our unboxing, here it is right here. It's a little thick packaging. Blue always has all the specs behind. So I'm actually going to just rattle them off. So, and so you can see it there. So I don't have to actually put it on screen, but you do have a 5-inch 720p display. I've got a front facing camera, has 2 megapixels. This is powered by a 1.3 gigahertz quad core processor. This is a MediaTek processor. And it shows, and we'll talk about that in a second. The rear camera here is an 8 megapixel shooter at the back. You do have, again, as I'm going to open it up here, a 5,000, yes, I repeat, 5,000 milliamp battery. So it says 5,000 milliamps right there. You cannot replace the battery, but at this point, you don't need to replace. It says caution, never disassemble, never short circuit the battery, dispose the battery properly, blah, 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 that stuff. You've got a micro SIM card slot that goes up to 64 gigabytes. You've got micro SD. You've got 2 SIM slots. So SIM 1 and SIM 2. You can either go with T-Mobile or AT&T. I have 2 T-Mobile SIMs here. And that is what do you have for hardware for this device. The speaker grill is at the back of the device. And, looks pretty nice in white here. So we don't need the specs anymore. We can put that away. Now, it also comes with actually, I should pull this out for you. Just to quickly show you, it comes with a couple of things. You do have a nice, blue, inline mic, which is nice. Again, a lot of, high-end manufacturers do not include this in the US. So you have that. You've got charging cables. You've got nice, cables here for your micro USB, and you've got a case, because Blue knows, of course, look, this is a device that is not necessarily mainstream, so you're not going to get a lot of cases made for it, and they do supply with a case for your device. So let's close all that, put this aside right there, and take a look at the device itself. So having a 5,000 milliamp battery in here, this thing is actually not that bad in terms of size. It's thicker, of course, as you would expect, but it handles pretty well in terms of thickness and size. Now, I have my HTC One M8 here next to it, and you can see that's thinner, but not by much. So they've done a good job in keeping it nice and trim for the device here. Now, as we power this on, you can see you've got that 5-inch 720p display. It still is vibrant enough. Now, this is running Android 4.4 and it's running their own skin, but actually you can go to Google Launcher. So I'm actually using Google Launcher on here, and I suggest that because it helps a little bit with your performance. And then going back to that MediaTek processor, it is sluggish because you're also running 1 gig of RAM. So because this is not an Android 5.0 device yet, it does have some slowdowns, and you will notice it as you use it. So be very careful when you're using that 1 gig of RAM that you can't push the boundaries of multitasking there. So you can go into your app tray. Again, I'm using Google Launcher, which is actually just built in. You can actually go ahead and select that if you choose. And you can see if we hold down the home button, that gives you a multitask. If you hit the menu button, that gives you kind of your wallpaper menu. And yeah, we can do that again. And you get the whole idea there. So if we slide down from the top, we have a notification center. And then you can see here, this is your settings. Now you've got your quick menu access tray here for things like rotation, sound, vibration, Wi-Fi. And then of course you have your full settings where you have your quick settings menu. And then let's go back here. And you can see some of that sluggishness I mentioned. And then we go into all settings here. So you have that now. Now, this thing has a 5,000 milliamp battery, which is something a lot of people are going to ask, how good is the battery life on here? So I have to drop the exposure there for a little bit. How good is the battery life on this device? How good is it? What are we getting for battery life? So let's take a look at battery. Now, I've been using this for a couple of days here, and that's it. It's 4 days. 11 hours, 1 minute, 37 seconds, right on standby, and it's at 66%. Just to show you that again, 66% in 4 days on, just normal use. This is not heavy use or power use, but this is just normal use. 4 days, I have 66% left on this device, which is awesome. So this really goes a long way in terms of what battery life means for this device. So if you're one that's battery conscious and you really want something that really can pack a punch in terms of battery life, I think this is the device for you. I think it goes a long way with that. And I think a lot of people will definitely love to use this device in that form or function. Now, it's also got another ability where you can actually use the battery in here to actually charge your devices. So you're wondering, how will you do that? Well, you're supplied with what you call a reversible micro USB cable that comes actually in the packaging here. And all you have to do is plug that into your micro USB port in here. So let's actually plug that in. Take your standard USB charging cable, which we have here. Plug that in to this reversible side. And just connect that to your other smartphone. So you can actually charge your friend's smartphone if you guys are out or something. And boom, there we have it. It's actually charging. You can see there at the very top, it's actually charging. Turn on the device. That's what you get with this. This is actually a very useful tool altogether. Let me turn the brightness down so we can see that. That's much better. So you can see it's actually charging my HTC One M8, which is great. So, this is a nice device for certain things. Now, again, because of, I say, the processor and also 1 gig of RAM, your performance is slowed down. And that's something to take note in here. But hopefully in the future, I want to see Blue move over to something like the Snapdragon 410 or processors like that, which have better capabilities. And also, hopefully, you can still keep the same price point. I understand price is an issue here. So if you take a look at this, you'd see you have actually 2 SIM bars at the very top next to the Wi-Fi there. This is a dual SIM device, as I mentioned. And the easiest way to switch to your SIMs is go into your settings here and just hit the data connection, and you can switch between SIM 1 and SIM 2, whichever one you want to switch to. And actually you can go ahead and make your calls and do whatever you need to do. So that's how this works. But I like this device. I like what they've done with it. I think this is pretty solid altogether. Again, there are some shortcomings, but for what this device is priced for at $149, you really can't go wrong with it. This is a good, second device to have, and also technically a battery charger if you want to, and something that you could, use if, on the go, pretty easy, solid device all around. So I really like the Blue Studio Energy. Price at $149. It's a great starter smartphone. It's got huge battery life that will last you for days on end. What I'll do is I'll probably be on, I'll let you guys know on Twitter when the battery actually dies. So it's 4 days with normal use. It hasn't died. I will give you my full report. I'm probably thinking about a week or so, that before the battery actually dies. So follow me on Twitter, and I'll share that with you guys in Blue to tell you how long the battery has lasted. So far, it's 4 days, 65%, because I'm charging this bad boy here. But overall, I think this is a solid device altogether. So if you guys have any questions or any comments about the Blue Studio Energy, let us know. Otherwise, don't forget to like this video, share this video, and favorite this video so we can make more videos for you. Do subscribe to the channel, and always enjoy your entertainment. Oh, also don't forget, you can pick it up. The link is down below. It's again $149 Amazon. We have the Amazon link for you below.